Well, hello there. I got to fix my hair first. I apologize. Sometimes we show up and we're not 100% prepared. And we got to make do. We got to continue to stay in the game. It's not about how our hair looks, what shirt we have on. It's about how we show up in the business world or in the personal world. I'm Diane at Healing Bodies, Healing Souls. And I really want to give you some good ideas on how to show up, even when it is uncomfortable. There's a lot of people now that are starting to only show up when it's comfortable. And they're losing a lot of opportunities because life isn't advancing us when it's just easy, when it's just comfortable. If you and I played basketball and it was easy when we always played this one game, this one team, we're just not going to give it our 100%. But when it's difficult, we can't stay home. We got to show up. We got to find another level to show up with. We want to get more creative in those moments. We want to have that inside conversation with us, with ourselves, so that we can get up and get it done. We can't ask for a favor or a hall pass. How many times without even knowing you showed up and you weren't on your best, but you asked for a hall pass? I'm sorry, I didn't sleep well. I'm sorry, I was late. There was a lot of traffic. In the Bay Area, it's a guarantee that there's going to be traffic almost 24/7. You can't use those lines. And not a lot of people even like Mondays because they crash and burn so much on Friday night, Saturday, and Sundays that I'm sorry, it's just Monday. I'm still tired or hungover or something. So having a hall pass is like having excuses. And we really want to show up as an adult, stop the excuses, figure it out well before we show up. And this is kind of freaky weird. Spin a good story on it and live that good story. That's really what we want to do. If you know that your significant other is going to get upset with you because you did something, counterbalance that and or stop the behavior also. I hear so many because of the coaching that I do for relationships. It's like, oh, he's always upset with me because I'm always on the phone. Get off the damn phone. That's kind of like a smart thing to do. Because if somebody that I really care about is letting me know what is going on in the relationship, and I just ignore it, then I'm not necessarily that great of a partner to be with. Same thing with working. If it's deadlines coming up every Friday and you're not really in the game coming Friday, what kind of excuses can you come up with that you actually believe? Because trust me, we're never going to do everything 100%. I don't even try to do 100%. But my clients know that I'm going to be set, dressed, ready to go on or before their session. My water is full, pen and paper. I'm on, I'm ready. And I'm traditionally not late. And if I am, it's a really good reason. The internet went out, the computer glitched. One client just went into something deep and I couldn't just say goodbye. But it's so rare that it's like shocking to them. And there's this one guy that I've been doing business with, and I'll tell you one thing, I cannot stand that man because I don't like weak people. And we've had probably 8 appointments that were scheduled, and 6 of them he has canceled, sometimes even the morning of. Sick, pick up daughter. And a lot of them don't even know why. But his rate of showing up is so low that I don't even expect much from him, because in his own actions, he doesn't have a goddamn thing to offer. So think about this for a moment. Because if you're in front of a professional, I'll tell you one thing, I'm a professional, and you have a problem showing up on time, you have a problem being respectful, being ready, then it is a problem that you have that you need to correct. Because in life, the real successful ones, the ones that are doing well and loving what they're doing, they don't ask for hall passes. They don't. They don't complain about what's going on. Because we live in the United States, you can quit that job. And if you're not doing good in that job, then for the love of God, and I'm not even really that religious, ditch the job. Go for something else. But if you choose to stay at that job, then give it your best. Practice being a good employee, a good manager, a good team member. Or the universe isn't going to give you a better chance, because the bad you is going to go over to a new job, and the bad you is going to come over to the new job that is the bad one. We live in habits. And that's why if you tend to run late, just say, you know me, I'm just never on time for you. So, yeah. I mean, you'd probably never want to do that, because it's almost like letting them know that you don't care about them well enough to have any standards. And I know it can be a little rough, but come on. If you're over 14, you should be able to handle it. Years ago, one client of mine, she's like, oh, could you text me 15 minutes before our appointments? No. Could you imagine if all your clients, if I did hair, and apparently I don't do hair, if I did nails, that I would have to remind my clients to show up, and they're adults in the adult world? No. So you see that a lot of people are not taking even self-responsibility. And why do that? Because I don't know. Why do they need that much help, that much attention? Because they can't do it on their own? Why do they even ask? Is it because in childhood they were way too babied? Is it because they think they're so important, so entitled, that they can ask for anything and everything? Because I had a chiropractor's appointment 2 weeks ago, and I traditionally get a 2-hour text reminder, but I didn't. And I thought, that's strange. So I showed up, and I said, just to let you know, I didn't get a text, but I believe I have an appointment. And if I don't, it's okay. But just because I didn't get a text doesn't mean that I get a hall pass not to show up. Because I gave him my word. And a few months ago, with the rain and the wind, it was horrific outside. I had an appointment. I didn't want to go. I want to go. It's cold, it's windy, it's rainy, it's icky outside. I don't want to go. That's true. But I went. You know I did. You know I did. Why? And why do I do that? It's a strong sense of character. And I'm sorry that you may not have learned or grown up with that. But these are multiple things that are going on in life that just lower your own standard. And when you lower your own standard, it's very difficult to get up and going. My clients pretty much know, don't be late for Diane. Oh yeah, no. And if they have a good excuse, then absolutely, of course. But I don't do those little whiny excuses. Because I teach integrity. I teach self-ownership. So now you're starting to understand how people get so elevated that they can't even hardly show up and do a really good job in this thing called life. And then they have all these excuses because the nervous system is so whacked out that they can't even handle themselves, much less the outside world that will have demands on them. The nervous system is jacked up. It's that fight or flight, fawn or freeze. When the nervous system is up, it is almost impossible to make a decision. Not even asking for a good decision, but to make a decision is almost impossible for some people. And they're used to, and I don't even like this word, but they're used to failing and or disappointing, that they become numb to it. And it is, again, it's the nervous system. Everything is energy and everything is the fuel. And if your nervous system is fueling you, then it's improper fuel that will give you success. It's opposite of success. I'm sure you've had moments where it's just been cool, calm, and collective, having a good time, enjoying this thing called life, and the hours just slip away. That's when the nervous system is more relaxed, or you're a little bit softer, you're more in the moment, in the experience. That's where I want to help you live a little bit more and get there more often and hang out longer. Again, can you do it? I ask that quite often. Yes. You may not know how, but if you don't know how, you gotta learn. You kind of gotta learn. We're not in kindergarten where the teacher's going to say, okay, everybody, we're going to learn this. In high school, okay, everybody, pull out your math book, pull out your English book. No, in life, we're like, what do we need to work on? And we need to figure out what book we need to pull out in order to advance ourselves so we can become better and better each and every day. So we can enjoy this thing called life so our body can be healthier. Our emotional game, which is our self-esteem, can be better and stronger. Our mindset can be more positive. I'm sure you've met people that are traditionally negative. Oh my goodness. You have to know they drive me crazy. The ones that are always negative. They drive me crazy. And I was just talking to this one gentleman, and he said, oh, my cup is always half full. He's like, not as much as yours, of course. But I'm thinking, no, it's not. No. And I didn't say anything, but I could have laid down 12 different stories where he was not necessarily the winner, not necessarily the one that was a hero. So when people say things, it doesn't necessarily mean it's they're true. And I want you to be happy. I want you to raise happy kids. When my daughters were younger, we would always be laughing and talking at the dinner table. And they'd have friends over, I'd have people over, and they're like, do you guys always laugh so much at dinner? And we'd look at each other like, what? Oh, I guess so. This is just who we are. And that's what our society is missing nowadays. Is actually not talk to your children, but actually have really deep conversations with your kids. Get to know them, get to help them practice and develop their own sense of character. Because I know most parents will talk at their kids, this is what you need to do, this is what's going on. It's authoritative. Compared to talk to them in wonder. Like they're the grooviest kids you've ever met, because they are. And I remember my youngest, she was probably 5. We're walking out of Target or walking in. And she said, one of these days when I get older, I want to work at Target. And I'm like, really? I said, okay. And you want to wear the red shirt and the khaki pants? And she's like, oh, yeah. And did you find everything that you needed? And she's moving her hands like she was working there. And I'm like, that's exciting. Now, a lot of parents, and I've said this before, will say, oh, you're not going to work at Target. Or, oh, my mom would say, oh, that's stupid. What it does is it takes this cute little moment where her mind is expanding into the future and it crashes them. It sinks them in to not being good enough, that their dreams are wrong. And so if that happened to you in childhood, I'm sorry, I get it. I get it. But just because it happened doesn't mean that we need to continue that story going. And whether that parent or that person, that teacher, is still alive or not alive, what happens is that if we're not careful, we take over their job of self-abuse and we start abusing ourselves. Oh, I shouldn't be able to do that. I won't be able to do that. Oh, you can't do that. And when I do that, I even sound like my mom. So what can you do? Whatever you want. Whatever you want. Emotional maturity. You got to work hard. Put some skin in the game. You want to build a really big garden? It's going to take some sweat and some effort. Commit. If you want to be in a really good, solid relationship, it's going to take some shifting, some changing, some from I to us, from I to we. You're going to have to slow down and change and bring somebody else that has wisdom and emotional intelligence, hopefully, into your equation. It's slowing down the beat a little bit because there's 2 drums, not just one. And then I'm going to use the V word, vulnerable. Yeah. To be vulnerable is highly important in a adult world, in relationships of all kinds. In relationships, for sure. Relationship with yourself, absolutely. You don't want to hide anymore. You want to learn to, and I can help you with this, to ask correct questions that will get you closer to your answers. Brilliant, huh? Because when some people say, if we were working together, it's like, Mary, you're always late. Why are you always late? It's traffic. It's kids. She had to get Starbucks. She had to get gas. She lost her keys. Somebody's always late. If we ask them why, they already have 12 different answers that are going to embed and make it okay for them to be late. Compared to Mary, how could you learn to be on time? Oh, But my keys were in my purse. Not stop at Starbucks and think it's going to just take a couple minutes. Don't hit that snooze 4 times. So do you see that a lot of times you're looping, you're staying in the area that you don't want to because you're entertaining more and more of the area that I want to pop you out of. It's really kind of what I want. And I don't always get what I want. Some people will stay in that dysfunction. Some people will say it's not their fault. I love that one. And it is. It is your responsibility. It's not my fault that my fiance keeps cheating on me. It's your fault if you stay. It's not my fault if my boss keeps demanding I work on weekends. Well, you keep staying. So every time, and I was a counselor for the Rape Crisis Center for 6 years. Bay Area Women Against Rape. And when they're in abusive relationships, the first time they may not have known at all came from the left. And then the second time, it's like, whoa, I didn't even ever think that would ever happen again. But the third, fourth, 20th, 30th time, it showed up. And so really this moment is kind of like your wake-up call. And I'd like for you to really show up and ask yourself, am I treating myself well in life? Am I positioning myself for success? And if I'm staying at a low vibrational job because it's easier, the answer would be no. If I'm dating losers, the answer would be no. If I'm taking some night classes to get a better job, the answer would be yes. If I'm meditating, journaling, reading, I have a book out, Healing Bodies, Healing Souls, Diane Gazine, Amazon. If I'm reading books that will inspire me, or if I'm getting an actual coach like myself that can actually inspire me to break through all of my walls that I'm not even used to, then that would be a yes. Because I remember this moment like it was yesterday. It was 36 years ago. I signed up for a meditation class, my first meditation class. Married at the time. My youngest was like 3 months. My oldest was almost 3. I told my husband at the time that I wanted to leave at 6. Class was at 7. He always came home at 5:05, because that's when my energy would drop. I remember that part. He did not come home until 6:20. I wanted to leave at 6. So I came home. My girls were a little crabby at the moment. They're probably feeling the energy. That'll be for another YouTube. And I was upset. And so I'm like, I can't go now. And he's like, do you want to go? I said, well, can't go to meditation class and be late. So I went into the bedroom and I sat on the side of the bed. And I had my keys in one hand and my purse in the other hand, and I sat down. And I thought to myself, typical, anything and everything I want to do for myself, it never works out. Sounds like my mom's voice. And I'm not going to be able to go. Nothing's going to change. And then I said to myself, because we have a lower self and we have a higher self. Then I heard myself say inside my head, either you're going to go or you're not going to go. But if you don't go, stop bitching, whining, and complaining, because you're not going to do anything about it. And I'm just like, stood up, turned, walked right out of the house, didn't say a word to my little ones and or to him. Drove a little fast, got there on time, and I've never stopped taking a class since that moment. Or reading, or meditating, or journaling, or listening to things that will inspire me. So, whatever age you are, it's today. Because tomorrow's never show up. So think about this for a moment. Have you got inspired at all by listening? It's like this little flame starting to go. And we want to bring this flame so it's a little bit more and a little bit more so that you can be front center of your own life. So I'd love to have some comments, please. Please share, please follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. And there will be just that moment, like right now, it could be just that moment where you click in and say, okay, it's about me changing me and changing the automatic actions that have been playing out too small. And when that moment shows up, I'll be here for you. I have over 35 years experience. The best part is that we're going to start to shift stories and get to understand the low vibration because the brain wants to understand why. And then we're going to erase it, rewrite it, reprogram. It's decoding to recode. And then at that point, when we're writing, we are limitless. We are limitless. So deep bow and thank you. I hope I see you soon.